welcome back to another episode of Chillin with Van Dillen, where Fox weather meteorologist Bob Van Dillen sits down and shoots the breeze with some of TV's weather's most exciting and interesting personalities. Today, we've got a New Jersey native for you, NorEasterNick Pittman, weather expert and CEO of Norcast Media. Check this out.
Welcome to Chillin with Van Dillen, everybody. Today it's my pleasure to talk to Nick Pittman. He is meteorologist, he's a digital meteorologist, and you're NorEasterNick. That's how everybody knows you.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. This is an honor. You have people from all over the country come here and talk to you, but I'm right down the street. Really.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Two Jersey guys.
Yeah, we got it going on.
You started as a meteorologist as a young kid. Your thrilling nature looking at the weather was like, it was instilled in you early.
Oh, absolutely. I remember being terrified of thunderstorms growing up. And when we had severe weather in the forecast, I would literally hide under my bed up until 2 weeks ago because I didn't understand what made Mother Nature tick, right? And just like everything else in life, when you understand why something is happening, it doesn't become scary anymore.
Right.
So I begged my grandmother to buy me meteorology books. I taught myself about the cloud formations and just all this stuff going on. Then I got my first opportunity to get in front of a camera at like 6 years old. My elementary school built a TV studio, and I got to do the weather every single day. And that just led to a lifetime of it's really a love affair.
It's a great opportunity, right?
It really is.
From there, from your elementary school to middle school, and then you met a person that was my boss back in the day, Kathy Orr.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So I would say back at 2004, she had what was called the Kidcaster competition. Try saying that 3 times fast.
Right.
But local kids would go out to the malls. She would have this audition. They had a script and a weather map, and you were supposed to stand there and read the script. And I said, you know what, let's go for it. They were doing like 20 area malls when malls were popular.
Right.
We go to the Hamilton, and my grandmother takes me. I stand there, and the producer's like, all right, pointing to the script, read here, do this. I'm like, well, I've done this, so I'm just going to do my own thing. And I'll never forget just going off on that day's forecast.
No script?
No script.
Just off the cuff?
Yes.
You knew it was going to happen?
Yes. And then they look at me and they're like, how did you know that? And I was like, I don't know, just lucky guess. Never expecting to ever hear back from them ever.
Right.
And then within a few days, my grandmother gets a call and she's like, it's Kathy Orr. I'm like, what, really? So I won the contest.
That's awesome.
They brought me into Philly. I got to meet her. I got to meet Tom LeMaine, who was a legend in Philly for a long time. And just seeing the lights and the glamour of TV, like I always knew I wanted a career in meteorology, but I think that was the moment that kind of solidified it for me that I wanted to get into broadcast. So I got to back up a little bit. I was given away as a toddler. Right. So my grandmother took me in. She taught me everything I needed to know. Then when I was 10, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. I took care of her as long as I could. Then her condition just deteriorated so much that she ended up having to sell our house. She went into assisted living. I was forced to move in with my parents, which was a very awkward transition for me because they really weren't in my life.
How old are you talking about?
13 at that time. Wow. So right at the time I was about to go to high school. So I left Brigantine in the dust. It was behind me. I never thought I would get the opportunity to do weather again.
Right.
I'm sitting there in homeroom, transfer student. I know nobody.
Nobody knows you.
Right.
New kid.
And I hear on the morning announcements, hey, there's auditions for the TV program, which they just built that year. Like, what are the chances?
Perfect.
I go down. The teacher is actually a former producer for Channel 6 in Philly.
Okay.
So he was running his classroom like a TV studio.
Like he was a news director?
Right, exactly. So I audition. I show him my stuff from elementary school. He gives me the job, and then all 4 years of high school, I did that. When I was a junior, he came to me, Mr. Josie, well, Dr. Josie now, and Mr. Joseph. So they were the two behind the scenes. He said, hey, there's this job opening in Atlantic City at the NBC affiliate.
This is, you're still in high school.
Yes. And I'm like, what? You guys are
so
crazy. So they convinced me to put together a demo reel. I send it out. Again, just like with the whole Kidcaster thing, not expecting to hear back. I'm driving one day, my phone rings. I'm a classic millennial. I do not answer my phone, so I just let it go to voicemail, right?
That's right, yeah.
Well, it's Dan Skeldon from NBC 40, and I had met him several years before that when I invited him into my school, so he remembered me, and he's actually the one that named me NorEasterNick 20-something years ago. So he says, we want to have you come in for an audition. I go, and they hired me on the spot. So here I am, a junior in high school. On the weekends, I wouldn't party or anything.
Right.
I was just a geeky kid. I wanted to go do weather.
Wow.
But then eventually, we started another station locally. They hired me as their chief. But that station only lasted 4 years because news is extremely expensive. Of
course.
I find out a couple weeks before we're closing that we are going to close.
Right.
My CFO pulled me aside and told me. So now I'm living with the guilt.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We're all going to lose
Everybody else thinks their jobs are
right.
safe, but you know you're all going.
At the time, I only had like 50,000 followers on Facebook.
Yeah, but you knew you had a talent for it, and you knew you loved it.
But I reached out to all of our advertisers and said, hey, if I start a hyper-local weather network, would you sponsor us?
Yeah.
I started off with enough to cover our bills and our mortgage, and then COVID happened. And at this moment, I'm like, oh, my God, we are going to go bankrupt, right? Nobody's going to advertise with us.
Right,
it was the opposite because everybody's stuck at home.
Yeah, they're watching.
And they wanted to get their homes remodeled. So contractors started reaching out to me out of the blue. Hey, I want to advertise on your platform.
I heard that story. I thought that was amazing.
So,
it's like the perfect timing.
It really was. Like I mean, COVID was horrible, but I credit that time for changing the face of what we are doing first and foremost, bringing digital to the forefront and catapulting our business. So we started, just my husband and I. He was behind the scenes. I was in front of the camera. Just the two of us. Now we have 5 different branches of the company, and we have 24 employees. We've got an incredible crew, and we're just continuing to go into the future.
That's great.
Now we're building this digital weather network.
Do you remember what storm it was that catapulted you into the public eye for South Jersey?
It was Tropical Storm Ida.
Oh, done.
It came through Delmarva, basically up to Chesapeake, and we were on the dirty side of it.
That's right.
I remember that morning very clearly. I was down in Ocean City. I had an event. Looking up at the sky, it was 85 degrees.
Oh, I remember. Yep.
Bright blue skies, and you could just see the wind shear.
Yeah.
The clouds are going in all different directions. And earlier that day, the SPC put out a rare 10% chance of tornadic activity.
Now, for Jersey, never happens.
Never happens.
Yeah.
So we knew that there was going to be something big. That night, I get a call. I see tornado warnings go into effect. I jump on live.
Right.
And that was my marquee moment. I had people calling in telling me that there's a wedge tornado going down 55.
And you're like, oh my God, what?
There's no way.
Right.
It looked like something out of Oklahoma. So I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever. Normally in Jersey, we get these EF0s, EF1s, especially with a tropical system. You know, like EF3, that's unheard of. So I'm on. We have like 30,000 people watching us live. I'm under the tornado
By the way,
warning.
that's a ton for South Jersey.
Yeah, it really is. I had to make the determination: do I get the safety, or do I stay on and walk these people through?
Was your house in the air cone?
It was. But I was able to zoom in on velocity, and
you could see where the couplet was.
I was like, right, this is going to go northwest of me by 5 miles. So I was comfortable enough to stay on.
Dude, that's a shave and a haircut.
I know.
But you stayed on.
I did. And I still hear to this day folks in the Mullica Hill area, that's where it really hit. I went out the next day to survey the damage, and it looked like something you'd see in Oklahoma, Arkansas. I'm not convinced that it wasn't an EF4 because there were 2 homes in particular, the foundation was gone. So like that would be the criteria for it. But EF3, whatever, still really impressive for Jersey. But I hear from people all the time, police chiefs, fire chiefs, we watched your coverage and you saved our life because we were out on the road. So
great.
That's the moment that I knew, look, I'm doing this for all the right reasons.
Right reasons, and you just kept on going from there.
Yeah, exactly.
And where can people find you?
NorEasterNick on Facebook. You can go to norcast.tv. You can get our app. We've got a whole lot of channels, 24/7 streaming channel. But NorEasterNick. That's me.
I love it. It's great to talk to you. Let me give you a couple of this or that's Jersey style, right? You're one of my Jersey guys, so I love it. We kind of touch on this. Winter storms or severe thunderstorms?
Oh, that's a hard one. Since the name is NorEasterNick, I got to go with the winter storms because the dynamics behind a nor'easter are just absolutely incredible. We're starting to see more severe weather as time goes on, so I have to adapt. But give me a classic sub 980 millibar nor'easter, and that's the jackpot for me.
Speaking my language, it's my favorite storm. Lucy the Elephant or the Jersey Devil?
Oh, Lucy the Elephant. My buddy runs Lucy the Elephant. Shout out to Rich, great guy. But yeah, he's proud of his elephant, and it's a quirky, unique place.
There's no plans to move Lucy, right?
Oh.
I thought I'd read that a couple years back.
No,
Okay,
that's
good.
fake news.
All right, thank goodness. The parting gift, I got to give you one of these. Every meteorologist comes in and give them a pen.
Oh, well, thank you.
Now, but they're color-coded.
I haven't had one of these since I was in
Fourth grade.
Fourth grade, yeah.
Now, listen, it's color-coded. Green, that's for flood warnings.
Okay.
Red is for warnings.
Okay.
Blue is either for tropics or winter.
Yeah.
And black is for all your
Wow.
other notes. Nick, it was great to talk to you, my
thanks so much
friend.
for having me.
Hey, open invitation anytime you want to come on.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It really means a
absolutely.
lot. So,
Nick Pittman, everybody. NorEasterNick. Look him up. He's great.
And you can check out Nick Pittman and his forecasting team at norcast.tv, where you can get the latest breaking weather updates across South Jersey and beyond. You can also find NorEasterNick and Norcast Media on Facebook and Instagram as well. And you don't want to forget to pick up a copy of Nick Pittman's new book, Rain Date: Unpredictable Lessons from My Life Forecasting the Weather. It's a very compelling look into Nick's story, from his childhood to navigating his passion for weather to eventually developing the powerhouse that would become Norcast Media. It's a story about beating the odds and rising to the occasion. Now, coming up, we've got days of severe storms bringing some dangerous weather to the south. Fox Weather has the latest updates for you right here on America's Weather Center. We're going to be right back.